Welcome back to another pick a card reading. So yeah, today's reading is how does your higher self view you and any advice from your higher self to you. Okay, so we have 3 groups for you to choose from. We have group 1, group 2, and group 3. If you want to pause the video to choose whichever group is calling out to you, feel free to do so, but I shall see you in your readings. What up, beautiful people who chose group 1? I hope you all are doing so good. So how does your higher self view you and any advice from your higher self? Okay, so how does your higher self view you first? All right, so we have Knight of Swords reversed, 8 of Cups upright, Judgment upright, and 2 of Cups reversed. So how does your higher self view you? Oh, okay. So I feel like your higher self is viewing you as assertive. They view you as authoritative, or they definitely feel like you're coming more into that energy, especially if that's something that you maybe found hard, or it's something that you've, constantly had to work on, perhaps for some of you. Your higher self views you as someone who only speaks up when you have to, so yeah. Sorry, 1 second. But I don't know. I feel like for some of you, your higher self wants to confirm that this is not necessarily like a negative or like a positive. I don't know how someone here took it, but your higher self wants to know, like, speaking up when you feel it's necessary is actually like a virtue, instead of just like, running your gums in regards to situations that you maybe don't know anything about. So it's like maybe you're just more cautious and more careful about when you speak up, how you speak up. Maybe you feel like you need to know the truth first, or you feel like you need to weigh up your options, or so someone's higher self just wanted to reaffirm that it's not a negative thing, especially if someone here took it as a negative. But yeah, anyways, so your higher self could also be viewing you as someone who misses opportunities. For some of you, I'm hearing like you could sleep on yourself a little bit, to be honest. Your higher self views you as maybe leaving someone or leaving something behind for your own good. For some of you, your higher self views you as, they're like saying, you feel like we're undeserving of love. For some of you, your higher self is saying, like, we have abandonment wounds that we still need to work through. Maybe, I feel even some of you have been working through it, but it's just maybe we still have some more, some more ways to go in regards to these wounds that we have. For some of you, your higher self feels like maybe you're not taking direction or not taking control of their direction, maybe in regards to something specific, or it could just be in general, like your life direction in general. So you could be like in a bit of a stagnant energy, or your higher self views you as it being in a stagnant energy. This could be in regards to like building stability for yourself. I'm hearing for some of you, like, sometimes you could feel inferior, like you judge us way too harshly, your higher self is saying. So yeah, your higher self views you as maybe someone who judges yourself way too harshly, way too strongly as well. They feel like maybe you're not utilizing your leadership skills at this moment in time. So I'm hearing like we've been abandoned, we've been left out, we've been disappointed, or you feel like we've been left behind. And it's time for us to let that ish go, like whether we go to therapy, whether we do, self-help exercises, whether we do like cord cutting, meditation, reaffirming ourselves constantly. But it is a process. And even though you're still on this process, or in this process, should I say. But yeah, like, especially if things keep coming up. Like, I know sometimes, like, when you feel like you've gotten over something, or you feel like a wound has been healed, you just randomly one day and it's like reopened and you're like, what the fuck, you know? But for some of you, your higher self wants to just tell you to like keep closing those wounds, and eventually, they will heal and stay healed, um but yeah. So your higher self just doesn't want those things to fester, they because it's like, I'm not saying like you guys are rotting from the inside, but it does. I don't know, for some of your higher self wants you to be able to heal from it completely, because they don't want it to fester. They don't want uh, it to like create rot. It's kind of like mold. It's like, I see a bit of mold there. It's like, we clean it, it may come back. I don't know, but I don't know. For some of your higher self, it's just like, get rid of the mold before it takes over and it just becomes. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I waffle. Anyways, so for some of you, your higher self could view you as maybe withdrawn right now, maybe withdrawn from people who were once important to you, just withdrawn in general, or it could just be emotionally withdrawn. Your higher self is also viewing you as maybe like extremely drained right now. They feel like you're in a period of introspection. For some of you, they could feel like you're being dishonest with yourself, maybe about your home life, maybe wanting more in regards to your family, wanting more in regards to a community, maybe even material possessions. For some of you, this isn't could be in regards to support. Like for some of you, maybe you're constantly the one that's being of support to people. And for some of you, you could be dishonest about not needing that support in return, when like, yeah, you do, so for some of you, your higher self wants you to just be more honest with yourself about your needs and the support that you do need, and not feeling like you're being a burden, or not feeling like you're being overwhelmed. It's like, if everyone else can have their needs met, why can't you have your needs met? Do you know what I mean? So just don't. I don't know. Yeah, I hope that makes sense anyway. But your higher self does view you as coming out of solitude. Like, your higher self is so proud of you for all the work that you have done up until this point. Like, and I feel like for some of you, your higher self is just basically saying, keep going. Like, even though sometimes we may feel like, certain stuff and wounds, keep coming up, but eventually, we'll get there, so just keep going. I feel like your higher self wants you to know that. But they do see you as coming out of solitude, maybe coming out of a period of stagnancy. Your higher self views you as leveling up, even though there's still certain things that may be, creating certain blockages here and there. Uh, yeah, they do view you as leveling up, growing, learning, maybe even. But for some of you, your higher self does view you as someone who's maybe in maybe like a karmic situation right now, if you resonate with that only. Um, for some of you, your higher self feels like maybe you're not being assertive in regards to a specific thought that you've been having, maybe in regards to a person, maybe your thoughts in general. It's like, your input is important. And you never know how you'll inspire someone. Like, you'll never know how your words will impact someone, obviously for the positive, sometimes for the negative, hopefully more positive though. Um, but yeah, your higher self maybe wants you to speak up a bit more. Actually, it doesn't even really feel like speaking up. It just feels like not letting your voice go unheard. Like, if you feel like you need to say something, even if you feel like it sounds silly, or if you feel like it, might hurt someone's feelings, or you feel like, obviously, make sure, I don't want to say make sure that's not your intention to hurt someone's feelings, because obviously I don't know the situation, stuff like that. But yeah, it's like, in certain situations, your higher self does want you to be more assertive, especially with your thoughts. For some of you, your higher self maybe feels like you've been judged a lot, and maybe you've taken that on, like all those judgments, all those untruths about you, and they just kind of want you to maybe be able to let that go, just so that you can move forward, being more authentic to yourself. Your higher self views you as someone who's so brave, so courageous. They feel like you're an awesome judge of character as well. They view you as very composed. They view you as a good judge of character. But for some of you, maybe you just don't have trust in your judgments. And for some, your higher self wants you to know that you can trust your judgment. Like, it's on point. You've been through a lot. You've learned a lot of lessons. It's like, for some of you, I'm hearing like you've been there, done that, and yeah, just trust yourself. Your higher self also wants you to know. Oh no, sorry. Your higher self also views you as someone who's very composed, but they also view you as someone who's needing to forgive and transcend at this moment. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I feel like for some of you, your higher self is viewing you as someone who is about to take off, okay? Who's like literally about to skyrocket, go through some serious awakening, some huge transformation. But I feel like there's this little, there's this little thing that needs to be dealt with before it happens. And that's annoying, but yeah. So yeah, for some of you, your higher self feels like you're needing to forgive either yourself, someone else, in order for you to transcend in some way. For some of you, your higher self is viewing you being in a situation where the love may be unrequited. Maybe in a situation or a connection that you need to walk away from. But they do view you as being active and trying to find balance, whether that be balancing your life as a whole or emotional balance, creating that stability for yourself. They view you as taking those steps and being active in doing that. Your higher self may view you as maybe losing faith in love. I don't know why, I'm just feeling... Okay. Okay, sorry. I have no idea why I'm getting emotional right now, but anyways. So for some of you, your higher self could view you as maybe losing faith in love. For some of you, your higher self views you as maybe going through a separation. But they're proud of you, especially if you've recently distanced yourself or separated from someone who maybe wasn't appreciating you, or if there were just issues and it just wasn't in alignment with who you are, what you're trying to become, then they're proud of you for letting that go. Yeah, your higher self views you as someone who's either practicing or just showing good judgment right now as well. All right. So we have here job. Actually, let me get all of them out actually. So we have job, dog, and family. So you guys are super loyal. Maybe super loyal to your friends, your family, your community. 1 second. Okay, so for some of you, your higher self views you as maybe wanting family, wanting support, wanting that unit. Whether that be like a family of your own, like like your own like children, like husband, wife, stuff like that. Or for some of you, it could just be having that community there, having that support system. For some of you, your higher self maybe views you as having maybe a wounded root chakra. What's that one? Maybe solar plexus as well. And they maybe want you to work on that if you can, please. Is what I heard, sorry. I'm not telling you what to do personally, but your higher self is like, get it done. Your higher self also views you as maybe dedicated. Yeah, your higher self also views you as dedicated, maybe dedicated to your job for some of you. So I pulled these cards for like advice from your higher self, and we have here clearing negativity, release negativity from within and around you. So your higher self, the advice to you at this moment is to, focus on clearing the negativity from, within you, your surroundings. Yeah. Maybe like doing a cleansing ritual, stuff like that. Sage, I don't know, Palo Santo, whatever you want to use, but whatever works for you really, and how you clear your energy, stuff like that. So we also have let yourself sparkle and shine. Yes, your higher self wants you to be bold, like no more. No, I don't want to say hiding in the flipping shadows, but like just let yourself sparkle, let yourself shine, be bold, show the world how fire you are, is what I'm hearing. Like just don't, who cares? Like be authentic, be true to yourself. Like who cares how other people view you? Who cares if you walk around with green and pink hair? Who freaking cares? Who cares if you want to walk around in a freaking onesie that has an elephant tail? I don't know, okay, but just like who cares? Just be you, do you, let yourself shine. you know so we have here drunk with love. Let love lift you to freedom. So the another piece of advice from your higher self is to not settle when it comes to love. um I don't know if this is advice, but your higher self is saying like love should make you feel free. It shouldn't make you feel trapped. It shouldn't make you feel like you have to be someone else, be something else. It shouldn't make you feel like you have to restrict yourself. It should uplift you, and it should free you, and it should, as opposed to doing the opposite. And someone's higher self wanted to let you know that, okay? For some of you, I'm also hearing don't let infatuation cloud your judgment, or lust even. Don't let it cloud your judgment. And like rose tinted glasses, like don't make it like love or the feelings, like that. How sometimes that rush, that intoxicating feeling, it can maybe make you ignore certain stuff or just see it through rose tinted glasses. So for some of you, your higher self just wants you to be aware of that, all right? And finally, we have finding the path. Your higher self advice to you is to just kind of acknowledge that you are in control of your life and the direction that you go in. And like I'm just here and make it happen. Like don't be afraid to make shit happen. But yeah, that's all I have for you, Group 1. I hope this could be helpful. I'm sorry if it was all over the place. But yeah, I hope this could be helpful nonetheless. I'm wishing you all the best, all right? Take care of yourselves. Bye. Hey there, gorgeous people. I hope you all are doing so good. If you chose this here crystal, then this reading is for you. How is your higher self viewing you at this moment? And then we have like some advice and stuff for after. So how is your higher self viewing you at this moment? Oy, okay. King of Swords reversed, Four of Swords upright, Three of Swords reversed, and Page of Cups. Okay. How is your higher self viewing you right now? Okay, Group 2. So how does your higher self view you? So your higher self views you as someone who is incredibly intelligent, maybe introverted or reserved, or maybe you're just quite selective in regards to who you share your company with. Maybe for some of you, you're not stimulated by a lot of people. So maybe only a selective group of people or a certain kind of person can stimulate your mind in some way. So yeah, your higher self. Do you know what I'm hearing actually? Do you know that's do you know Central C? There's this. He has this song. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm hearing this line, and it's like I don't speak much, but I hear everything that is said. Like it doesn't go over my head. So for some of you, your higher self views you as having that. I don't know if that's a mentality, or kind of vibe about you. Your higher self views you actually as someone who's quite talkative, but like in the right company, it feels like. Your higher self could view you as quite controlling. This could be outwardly controlling, maybe, immediate people, like people who are immediate to you. So whether that be family, friends, yada yada. So for some of you, your higher self could also feel like you're quite controlled over yourself, um, like I don't know if it's boundaries or if it's limits, or if it's like holding yourself back, but I feel for some of you that could be a choice to hold yourself back, out of, not out of protection, maybe out of protection for some of you, but it's kind of like, do you know when you kind of take a back seat to assess, certain situations first before, jumping in? So for some of you, your higher self could just view you as someone who is, maybe self-controlled in some capacity. Your higher self could also view you as someone who's quite shy, but so freaking intimidating. Like, like what? So for some of you, you could actually come across, especially to your higher self, as someone who's quite introverted, reserved, maybe even shy at times. But you have this energy where it's very intimidating to other people. Like, yikes. So for some of you, your higher self views you as maybe expecting to get your own way, like most of the time. Um, like, what does it even mean to not get my way? Like, why would I not get my way? I know some people who have that mentality, but it's not even a negative. It's just like, if I want something, then I'm gonna get it. Like, there's no reason for me to not have my way. Obviously, hopefully, it's not like, I don't know. I don't want to say negatively impacting other people, like, especially if it's like, but obviously you'll know your own situation. But yeah, for some of you, your higher self could view you as maybe mentally abusive. This could be to yourself. Um, like this could be towards other people. Like for some of you, your higher self maybe views you as maybe intellectually abusive. Um, it's like, do you use your knowledge to dismiss and put other people down? And like, do you like, and what is your tension? Like, what is your reasoning? Like, what is your goal? Like, is it to make them feel stupid? Is it to make them feel bad about themselves? So for your higher self, for some of you, wants you to maybe be cautious of your intentions, especially when hmm, like I don't know if it's like feeling like you're superior or your higher self maybe viewing you like that, but I don't know. Like if you do resonate with that, like your higher self just wants you to be more aware, cut it out. um Obviously if you can take accountability for that, but it may not resonate, it may resonate, but I know, yeah. So for some of you, like your higher self may even view you as maybe like a bully at times, but only take that if it resonates. For some of you, your higher self also views you as someone who is easy to please as well. So maybe that's just in regards to just not being high maintenance. But for others of you, your higher self, like if you resonate with, like, say someone makes a very small gesture, okay? Say someone is nice to you, but maybe, I don't want to say you're not used to people being nice to you, but it's like when someone's nice to you, it's like, oh my God, they're nice to me, like yada, yada, yada. But for some of you, your higher self is like saying, like, that's the bare minimum. Like, don't accept the bare minimum or stop accepting the bare minimum as being grandiose. I hope that makes sense anyway. So for some of your higher self also views you maybe as a bit of a dictator. maybe violent or a tendency towards violence at times. It happens, you know, we're fucking humans. Um, I feel like, one second. Holy shit. So for some of you, I'm hearing like you could be violent or have violent tendencies, but it may be unintentional, or maybe you just don't know how to maybe channel that energy into, you know, I don't want to say more productive, you know, ways, because obviously I don't know your situation. Circumstances are always different, yada yada. Um, but yeah, that's how they view you guys, if that resonates anyway. They view you as honest, sometimes very sometimes very brutally honest as well. They may view you as overwhelmed or overloaded, overworked. They could also view you as quite skeptical. They could feel like you're quite stressed out at the moment, very self-protective, quite logical. Your higher self could view you as like healing and recovering at the moment. So if some of you are going through like a lull period, or you kind of just feeling like a bit weird, it could be because you know, you're recovering, you're healing from certain things. Maybe you're intentionally healing and recovering, or for some of you it could be unintentional, so it could feel like things are shifting for you but you're not really sure why, and that could be a reason, because you are healing, you are recovering. Your higher self could also view you as needing rest. They view you as maybe releasing pain at this moment. They view you as a lone wolf, but not a loner. Like, they want to make that clear. Like, even though you may be a lone wolf, you're not a loner. Okay? Not saying that being a loner is a bad thing. Like, I'm literally a loner, you know? So yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but they want to like affirm that you're more of a lone wolf. For some of you, your higher self views you as maybe avoiding letting go of your reservations. And for some of you, this reservation could be in regards to friendships, new friendships, avoiding friendships for some of you, avoiding socializing. Maybe the views you have in regards to socializing could definitely affect how maybe you create or build, maintain even certain friendships. Your higher self views you as someone who's incredibly kind, though, compassionate. Like, you have a lot of love to give. But honestly, I feel like you guys know yourselves, or you at least know, or you at least have a decent level of self-worth, where it's like, I know I have a lot to offer, especially in terms of how I love. But it's like, I'm not gonna settle, you know, I'm not gonna, um, yeah. It's like, so for some of you in this group, you're selective. It's like, you know yourself, like, you know, like, the value you bring. So it's like, you're not gonna, it's like, for some of you, you could love hard. Okay. So it's like, if you can't love someone wholeheartedly and intensely, then you don't want it at all. You know, I don't want it. I'm not interested, you know? So for some of you, your higher self also views you as very expressive, very creative, at times naive. They view you as maybe going with the flow, or you're someone who is able to go with the flow, or maybe your life is naturally, or maybe that's the way you set up your life, where it's naturally like going with the flow, and you know, it depends what kind of day it is, it depends what kind of mood I'm in, kind of energy. um or it's just like spontaneous, random, like, you know. And they also view you as quite nurturing as well. So how does your higher self view you? So we also have school, flying, animal. So your higher self views you as either stepping out of your own head so that you can see certain situations from a different perspective, from a different point of view. So for some of you, your higher self views you as maybe learning, or you are more so coming out of yourself in order to see other perspectives. Your higher self views you as someone who's constantly learning, constantly taking in information, constantly digesting knowledge. Your higher self just views you as someone who's incredibly smart or knowledgeable. Your higher self maybe views you as wild, or having embraced that darker side to you, embraced that wildness to you. Your higher self could also view you as someone who's quite adventurous as well. Maybe someone who's quite raw, maybe quite, I don't know if intense is the right word, but like there's this rawness to you. But yeah, so I pulled these cards for like advice. So we have spiritual path. Your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. So for some of you, your higher self views you as changing your perspective. Like they see you developing and kind of taking in different insights, taking in different perspectives, seeing things from different points of view. And I can't remember what I was going to say, guys. But maybe this is helping you, align more with your true beliefs, your core. So the advice is definitely to just be true to yourself. I'm hearing maybe for some of you to embrace a spiritual path, especially if you consider yourself maybe more logical. Definitely maybe I don't want to say trust but there's definitely some sort of advice about adapting, or what's that word? Building or gaining more knowledge in regards to maybe your spirituality, the spiritual path that you are on, and maybe kind of diving in a bit deeper when it comes to your spirituality, your beliefs, and such and such. I feel like by doing this, it will definitely encourage you, prompt you, impact you, or just align you with life changes that are more in alignment with you. Okay. Oh yeah, you guys got an extra card. So advice. One second. So the advice coming through is to celebrate more. So whether that's celebrating other people, celebrating yourself, the advice coming through is to celebrate more, okay? Maybe for some of you, you're about to be invited to a celebration or a ceremony of some sort, and maybe if you're quite, like, I don't want to go, the advice could be to go, okay, get out of here. And I'm joking. So we have here heightened intuition. So yeah, for some of you, you are, I don't know, receiving upgrades, maybe in regards to your intuition, in regards to your spirituality in some way. And your higher self just wants you to like roll with it, kind of, and embrace it. But also to be extra aware of your mind, be extra aware of your gut feelings, be extra aware of those random ass downloads, because it's trustworthy and it's trying to help you. Okay, so there's definitely advice to definitely become more in tune or more in alignment with your intuition, or adapt your intuition. I don't know if adapt is the right word, but like grow it, like practice or whatever people, I don't know. So we have here listen to advice. Like, I know you guys are super intelligent, you're super aware, even maybe self-aware, but for some of you, your higher self wants you to be open to listening to other people's advice. But I feel like with this school card, and maybe even arising to see a higher point of view, maybe some of you will be, taking in other people's perspectives, or their advice, or you're being advised to anyway. And finally, we have imagination. Draw from the well of your own capabilities. there's an idea you have, there's something you've been pondering. Maybe it will require you to learn a bit more, maybe it will require you to go back to school, whether that be online school, doing a course, doing like a quick course, or something like a degree. I don't know. But for some of you, the advice is you have an idea on your brain, like you have a direction that you want to go in, you have an idea or a plan, a project, yada yada. And I feel like your higher self is just advising you that you are super capable. If you need to learn a bit more, do it. Like, you can. You're so adaptable, you're so capable, and kind of just go for it. Like, whatever idea is on your mind right now, definitely go for it. Okay. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I hope this could resonate. I hope it could make sense. I hope it could be helpful. But I'm wishing you all the best on your journeys nonetheless, all right? Take care of yourselves. Bye. Hey, how is your higher self viewing you? How you blah blah. Oh my god. If you chose the third group, this reading is for you. How is your higher self viewing you at this moment? And we have some advice at the end. Okay, so we have 9 of Pentacles upright, 3 of Cups reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, the Tower reversed. What in the earth? Oh, okay. How is your higher self viewing you at this moment? Group 3. Okay, so I feel like your higher self views you as beautiful, like sexy AF. Like I'm hearing that song, look at that body. I don't even know what song that is, but it's just that line just keeps coming to my head, like look at that body. Anyways, so yeah, your higher self thinks you are literally bomb. They view you as abundant, they view you as well off, or definitely on route to achieving that if you don't consider yourself there yet. They view you as having like a beautiful home. Maybe you have a good eye, maybe you have great taste as well. I'm hearing we have great taste actually. So your higher self does want to say though that they kind of view you as being surrounded by not good people or not good friends, or just the people who are maybe in your environment. Actually, I don't want to make anyone paranoid, so like if this resonates for you, like if you've been feeling off or just feeling like certain people or may don't have the best intentions for you, yada yada, like definitely trust that for sure, because I do feel like there could be certain people around you, obviously not everyone around you, but there could be certain people around you who unfortunately do not wish you well. Like they could be unfortunately jealous, kind of coveting maybe what you've built for yourself. I don't know, there's like this emphasis on shitty friends. Like for some of you, your higher self wants you to be aware that you do have shitty friends around you, and I'm hearing like it will be our downfall at some point. Like I'm even hearing like every time a certain person comes around you, your higher self is like, not this bitch. Like seriously, your higher self is not impressed. It's like, ugh, like why are we here? Like why is this person here? You know what I mean? So for some of you, your higher self, there's someone around you and they're just not impressed with this person. Like they view this person as trying to hurt you, trying to have what you have, like maybe even trying to imitate you to a certain degree for some of you guys. But yeah, every time this person comes around, your higher self is like, not this bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for some of you, yeah. Anyways, but having said that, your higher self views you as someone who is like a fudging amazing friend. They view you as someone who's kind, you're nurturing. They view you as funny AF. Like they view you as so funny. Like we're literally so funny. Like that's what they're saying. For some of you, your higher self maybe views you as a little sarcastic at times, but it's all right. It's all right. Not hurting anyone, are we? Like your higher self views you as like literally top tier. They view you as like head head person in charge. They view you as the boss, the head honcho. Like they literally view you as up there. Like your higher self is so funny. Um, they view you as successful, and I'm hearing like, did I say radiant? Like for some of you, your higher self literally just wants to gas you up for some reason. Like your higher self is literally obsessed with you. Like they love you so much. They love like what we've become. Um, sorry, I keep saying we, but it's like your higher self is like saying we. Um, but yeah, your higher self even feels like you have a healthy ego, like you have a healthy amount of ego. But your higher self like is like it's funny, it's because like your higher self has all the ego. Like they're like, we're literally this, we're bomb. Like your higher self thinks so highly of you, and they feel like you have such a healthy ego as well. They may even view you as wait, hold on. Okay, I was gonna say humble, but I don't feel like your higher self views you as humble. Maybe for some of you they do, but for the majority, maybe not. Um, Anyways, so your higher self could also view you as a source of comfort, maybe for other period. I was gonna say periods. What the fuck? Maybe for other people. Um, they view you as maybe nearing ultimate success or an ultimate goal. Like there's this big wish fulfillment for you guys, and your higher self wants you to know, like, we're close, my guy, we're close. Anyway, so your higher self also views you as complete. They view you as original, very individual as well. They feel like you care about status. Um, they feel like you either need to pull back from socializing, pull back from drinking, pull back from celebrating, or they view you as pulling back from those things, maybe for your best interest. But there is this repeat message, unfortunately, of maybe being disappointed by someone who was close to you. So it's like, be careful, be cautious, be aware, trust yourself, but at the same time, like, don't even stress, because just know that you're protected. It's like your power does not work here. Like you have no authority here. You have no power here, my guy. So for some of you, it's like, don't even stress. Like obviously be aware, be cautious, have your eyes open or free eyes, you know what I'm saying? But for some of you, it's just like, don't even trip, because like their power does not work here. Like you have no power here. So don't even worry about it too much. Uh Sorry, things are just falling all over the gaff. Okay. Your higher self maybe views you as someone who's maybe experienced many disappointments, but it's like you still kept going, you still pushed forward, you still had your sights and your goals set high, whatever that means to you. Your higher self views you as someone who's dedicated, maybe dedicated to your growth, your mental and emotional, maybe even your physical stability. They just see you as dedicated. Like they see you as like having your eyes on the prize. Like I'm sorry I keep laughing, but honestly, I don't know who it is, but someone here is just so funny. Like someone, like your higher self is like, get it. Like your higher self is like gassing you up. They're like, go, like don't stop. um for some of you, your higher self may view you as maybe going through a breakup, or going through like a significant separation, or maybe you could be approaching a significant separation. um Hopefully it would be from this person who maybe doesn't have the best intentions for you, like bring that person into the light, hopefully. But again, don't even trip, don't worry about it, don't even, yeah, just, yeah, okay. um For some of you, though, your higher self is saying you are not eating good enough. You're not eating healthy enough. So please switch up our diet. Let's eat some more nutrient-rich foods, okay? For some of you, your higher self maybe wants to say that we've been drinking too much, we've been partying too much. For some of you, your higher self maybe views you as maybe non-committal, maybe at the moment, or just in general. Maybe you got commitment issues for some of you guys. Sorry, not to laugh. I'm not laughing at, if you do have commitment issues and stuff like that. I'm not laughing at that. They could also view you as highly sexual, maybe having a wee bit of a temper. For some of you, they could maybe view you as demanding. And do you know what I heard? I heard rightfully so. Wait 1 second. I feel like there was a point in your life where you weren't demanding enough, and now you are demanding AF. Like, you are so demanding now, and I want to say, don't even feel bad about it. Like, rightfully so. You should be demanding. Like, especially if there's good intentions behind it, or you're doing what's right for you, and there's no malicious intent towards like other people, and whatever it is. But yeah. For some of you, your higher self is saying like, or views you as maybe a wee bit nosy. For some of you, your higher self could maybe view you as unfaithful, maybe a bit of a gossip for some of you. But I am hearing, like, for your own like sake, for your own karma, just be sure you, like, when you do gossip or participate in gossip, that it's harmless and that it's not malicious, and that it's not speaking down on other people. Like, sometimes, like, I get it, like, we're humans, you get so, like, I don't know, but just, yeah, your guides, not your guides, your higher self is just being like this. Be aware of your intentions and your energy, like, during those moments. So for some of you, your higher self definitely views you as unobtainable in a way. They could also view you as maybe hard to get to know. For some of you, they may view you as deceitful at times. Maybe you omit truths. Maybe for some of you, you could be a bit misleading, maybe not entirely upfront, when it would maybe be helpful to be upfront. For some of you, your higher self maybe views you as burning out, or they feel like you could be approaching a burnout. They view you as incredibly inspirational, though. This could be your boundaries, this could be your goals, this could be your voice. For some of you, I'm hearing like maybe your savage side even. And they also view you as maybe resisting change. This could be in regards to your stability. Oh, maybe in regards to your home for some of you guys. I'm hearing maybe implementing like a certain rule or a certain boundary for some of you. But yeah, they view you as having overcome a lot, and they view you as someone who does have a healthy ego as well. So yeah, how does your higher self view you? So we have here cell phone, we have here falling, and we have here teeth. Okay. How are they viewing you? So your higher self views you as adventurous. Maybe you are people who I don't know, who are spontaneous, and I don't know if take risks is the right word, but you definitely live your life, your higher self views you as having great communication skills, maybe a beautiful mouth, maybe a gorgeous set of teeth. And for some of you, your higher self views you as becoming deeper, or becoming more in tune with your emotions, or just dropping into the deeper end of your soul, maybe getting to know your soul, your core, maybe even your inner child. For some of you, it's like you're getting to know aspects of yourself on a deeper level, and your higher self is proud of you. Proud is an understatement, actually, to be fair. So we have here socialize or join in, advice. So I pulled these cards for advice. So I feel like your higher self is advising you to make healthy and supportive new friendships and connections with people who are more like-minded, who are, on a similar vibe to you. We also have here, stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. So your higher self also wants you to be mindful of, keeping a positive mindset, when you can, if you can, being mindful of that. And if you do feel yourself in a bit of a lower mood, actually, I don't really equate being positive with having a low mood. I feel like you can still be positive but have a low mood. But it's just your mindset, like how you view yourself, like maybe self-worth and your goals. Just like keep your eyes on the prize is honestly what I'm hearing, and you will achieve everything that you need to achieve, especially if it's in alignment with you. Because I do feel like your higher self will intervene if something isn't in alignment with you, because they just care about you that much. Well, care about us that much, actually, to be fair. So your higher self definitely just wants you to stay strong in your faith, stay strong towards your goals, keep your eye on the prize, and keep pushing. Like, we have here celebrate life. So your higher self is advising you to make your life a celebration in some way. Um, like I'm hearing like living every day like it's a party. Obviously, that's not. I don't know. I don't know if that's healthy advice. I don't know, to be honest. But your higher self maybe wants you to just celebrate a bit more. Make every day a party. Why not? Like I don't feel like this has to be in like a drinking and just being. It doesn't have to be in an unhealthy way, is what I'm saying. So if you want to jump up and dance like no one's watching, then do it. If you want to celebrate, if you want to scream, be happy, just do it. But yeah. And finally, we have turn over a new page. So for some of you, you are definitely being encouraged to turn over a new page in some area of your life. Let me see in regards to. I feel like it's just inviting in new stuff, inviting in new energy, inviting in new conversations that, are more in alignment with you perhaps. But it's just your higher self wants you to definitely consider new, okay? New friendships, new places, new perspectives, whatever it may be. But your higher self wants you to not hesitate when it comes to turning over that page. But yeah, that's all I have for you, group 3. I hope this reading can resonate. I hope it can make sense for you and your situation. And I'm wishing you all the absolute best on your journeys. All right? Take care of yourselves. Bye.